Picture it. It's a Monday night. It's late. You're about 20 minutes into your meeting and somebody says, "Hey, do we even have quorum here?" Everything stops. The room goes silent. You look around and there's confusion. Are we able to keep voting? Do we have to cancel the meeting right now? Did everything that happened up until this point become invalid? And have we just wasted everyone's time? See, the thing is, most people think that they know everything that there is to know about quorum, but there are some common misconceptions out there. And at best, they can slow you down, and at worst, they might even invalidate some of the decisions that you make. Keep watching this episode of Order of Business because we're going to take apart 3 of the most common myths when it comes to quorum so that you can keep your meetings on track and on solid footing. All right, let's start the countdown. Before we go any further, let's just stop for a moment and make sure that we're all on the same page. Quorum is simply the minimum number of members that your group needs in order to conduct official business. Things like motions, voting, and debates. Now, without quorum, you can still talk. You can share updates, and you can welcome new members. But what you can't do, you can't take any actions that would be binding on your group. Think about quorum like the ignition key for your meeting. You can sit in the car and talk about where you'd like to go, but you can't go anywhere until you have that key. Most of the confusion around quorum comes from mixing up what it is with what it allows you to do. So without any further delay, let's jump into the top 3 myths about quorum that trip people up, starting with one that can waste the first part of your meeting for no reason at all. Misconception number 1. You need a quorum to start conversation. A lot of people think that if you don't have quorum, you can't do anything, and that's not exactly true. You do need a quorum to conduct business, to make decisions, to have votes, and to have debates. But informal conversation before the meeting, totally fine. If you're waiting on 1 or 2 people, what you can do is run through the agenda informally. You can ask and answer some questions that don't pertain necessarily to the business decision making that you are going to have scheduled in your meeting. Just hold off on calling the meeting to order and definitely wait until you have quorum, until any decisions are made. Advice from the chair is to use this time wisely. Make a few phone calls, contact the missing members, find out if they're 5 minutes away, 10 minutes away, 15 minutes away, or if they forgot about the meeting entirely, and do what you can to gently nudge them in order to make the meeting and make quorum. When you know what you can do without quorum, then you can avoid unnecessary delays. Instead of sitting there in silence or canceling the meeting entirely unnecessarily, you can have group members stay engaged and productive even before the meeting officially begins. Misconception number 2. Once you've started your meeting with quorum, you're good for the entire meeting. Some people think that once you reach the quorum threshold and you've called your meeting to order, you're good to go for the whole meeting, and nothing could be further from the truth. The fact is, You need to maintain quorum anytime you're making decisions. Anytime business is moving in your meeting, quorum must be present. If your group loses quorum at any point during your meeting, then you can't make decisions. You can't have substantial debate. You can't vote. You can't even vote to adjourn. Keep an eye out for a future video where we walk through exactly how to handle that situation. You can still have informal conversation. You can take a break if you need to, but business must pause until quorum is back. Your advice from the chair is as follows. All members should keep an eye on quorum throughout the whole meeting. Look, if you're looking to move a motion or have a debate on a proposal that you have, take a quick look around. Make sure that the numbers in the room still add up before you propose your motion. This is important because knowing when quorum is required will protect your group from making decisions that could be challenged or even invalidated later. It also keeps meetings fair, legitimate, and, if required, legally sound from start to finish. Misconception number 3, that you have to power through your meeting no matter what so that you don't lose quorum. Now that you know that you need quorum in order to conduct official business, you might be tempted to take this a little too far. And that's just what happens with some groups. Some groups will go through their whole meeting once they've established quorum without taking any breaks. And let's be honest, that's not comfortable. That's not why you're there. In fact, the fear is that if people leave, that quorum just disappears. Think about it. If you have enough members to have a safe margin between your quorum threshold and who is present at the meeting, of course, members can get up and have short breaks if they want to or if they need to. But if you're close to the line, you do have to keep your eye out. And it's in this scenario where you'll want to think about your numbers and take short breaks and short recesses as people need to refresh themselves throughout the meeting. And especially for longer meetings, think about scheduling recess breaks throughout. Keeps everyone fresh and everyone engaged, and it will keep your quorum. And now for the advice from the chair to the chair. Because if you're chairing a meeting, keep a really close eye on the energy in the room and the length of the meeting itself. A well-timed recess can go a long way to A, refreshing the energy and engagement of the group, but also B, maintaining a good quorum threshold. And once the break's over, folks are more likely to be happy and engaged and refreshed once they return to the discussion. This is important to keep in mind because trying to power through a long meeting without any breaks will probably result in people stepping out anyways, or worse, checking out entirely. Well-timed recesses will help keep folks engaged and keep your quorum while keeping the meeting overall productive. All right, folks, here's your bonus tip. You may need to rethink your quorum threshold. If your group is struggling over and over again to meet your quorum threshold, it may not be a people problem. It might be a bylaw problem. Many organizations default to a majority of the entire membership as their quorum threshold, and that can seem fine on paper, but over time, as membership grows, as attendance shifts, it may become harder and harder to reach. This is where your bonus tip comes in. Take a thoughtful look at what your quorum threshold is and ask yourself, is the current threshold still serving the needs of our group? Does it reflect how our group actually operates and what attendance on a regular basis looks like. If it doesn't, then consider a different quorum threshold, something that reflects the realities of your group. It's realistic and achievable, but it still is high enough to protect the interests of your members. When looking at your bylaws and your meeting rules, you always want to ensure that these rules are doing two things. The first one is to help your organization function effectively by reflecting the realities and priorities of your group. And the second thing is always looking to strike that balance between the ability of your organization to conduct business effectively with the rights of your members to be able to participate. So to recap, we talked about 3 common misconceptions around quorum. The first being that you must adjourn immediately if you lose quorum. The second one, that you have to power through with no breaks in order to not lose quorum. And the third one being that quorum only counts at the start of each meeting. Now, we also talked about the importance of taking a close, careful, and thoughtful look at your own quorum thresholds. Make sure that the requirements that you set for yourself work for your organization. Thank you for watching, and if you found this useful, or if you discovered something that you can take back to your own meetings, let me know by dropping a comment below. I will see you next time. Meeting adjourned for this episode of Order of Business. If you found this interesting or helpful, please hit the like button, and remember to drop any questions that you might have down in the comment section. If you're looking for deeper dives into specific motions or stories on the historic development of parliamentary procedure, why not check out a video in the Parliamentary Inquiry series. For longer conversations around questions related to meetings and meeting rules, check out the Point of Order series. And for insights into how to make your meetings more effective, go to the series Monthly Grind. For now, why not check out one of these 2 videos here or here, and I will see you next time. All right, folks, here is your bonus tip. You may need to think. I need to think, that's for sure.